you come get the voodoo? Bye-bye now. Don't be shy. Spirits be with you, man.
Punches, lucky doos and loot. Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
Airy man. You be careful, man. Airy man.
Hello, 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 hello. There we go. We've exited
The online advice show.
old-timey mode, back to normal mode.
Just subscribed. Yeah, it's online advice show. Yeah, we give people free help online.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call the phone number
Yeah.
202.
And Rooster on Rye for the Tier 1 Friendship Package for 24 months, and Snow Squirrel for the Tier 1 Friendship Package.
Just when you thought the numbers for Concord's launch couldn't get any worse, we get some information leaking the PlayStation sales stats. Before, you have no idea just how bad it's gotten. Let's quickly break down the disaster of the launch up to this point. Now, as of recording this video, I'm taking this screenshot here, there are currently 109 people playing on Steam. Worldwide, everywhere.
How you doing, man?
A massively big AAA title from
Be
Sony
good.
and Firewalk Studios that supposedly spent upwards of, some rumors are putting it around 150 to, I've seen even $200 million to put this game together. And on Steam, we have just over 100 people playing it, not even 2 weeks after launch. Larry Bundy Jr. on Twitter posted, "Here you go, the number of people who have obtained the easiest trophy in Concord on PlayStation 5. Get a kill in the game." And then he qualifies it saying, well, a huge majority of the players could be bad, so they've never got a single kill in the game, but what are the chances? And then he thanks Billy Smith. And looking at the PlayStation Network Profiles website, it says that at this point, based off of their information, there are 1,258 game owners, 941 recent players, 26% average completion, and 18,710 trophies earned. But looking at the actual tangible information to give us a good idea of the real players of this game and how many people have actually purchased it, turned it on, put it in, and played the game, we have 1,220 people as of right now getting the first takedown trophy, getting your first kill. Now that's just some quick simple math based off of who we see playing and how many numbers are out there. But now information is coming from industry insiders and supposed industry analysts that are stating that Concord has sold around 25,000 copies on all platforms, which, okay, I guess I could maybe see that on like the most perfect of situations.
When forensic action, she would later tell her actual friends that Stephen made her feel extremely uneasy and was uncomfortable to be around. It may have seemed like a non-essential observation at the time, but in hindsight, it appears that her instinctive senses were trying to tell her something. Lauren had told her friends multiple times that she felt someone had been inside her apartment, and she also started getting an eerie vibe when she came back alone, especially late at night. It was as though she could sense something wasn't right, and she even thought about moving multiple times, but unfortunately never went through with it. The reality was that Stephen McDaniel had stolen a master's key from a security guard and let himself into her apartment and looked around on several occasions. He also started filming her when she would leave and return to her apartment during all hours of the day. Had Lauren been in this situation before, or even knew anyone that had, she may have trusted her intuition and unknowingly saved herself from a tragic fate. But that's the key word: trust. She had no proof of the danger she was in, only conviction, which unfortunately wasn't strong enough when it was most needed. Stephen McDaniel snuck into Lauren's apartment once more, only this time she was sleeping inside. As he crept into her bedroom, she awoke and immediately panicked once she saw the intruder. McDaniel then pounced on top of her and proceeded to strangle her for roughly 15 minutes. Lauren put up a courageous fight and clawed at her attacker's face and chest, but she was eventually overpowered and died of asphyxiation. After the murder, Stephen dismembered Lauren's body in the bathtub with a hacksaw. He cut his victim into 5 pieces, placed each piece in a trash bag, and then disposed of each of them in separate trash cans around campus. 3 days later, Lauren's concerned friends would arrive at her apartment and let themselves in with a spare key. McDaniel would notice from his window and invited himself inside as he offered to help. All of her belongings were still inside, including her cell phone, driver's license, and passport. A missing persons report was filed that night. A search party commenced the next morning, and police would discover the victim's torso at 9:40 a.m. It was placed in a trash can next to the apartment complex. The rest of the victim's remains were never recovered. The investigation was then switched from a missing person to murder. Police canvassed the surrounding area and began conducting interviews with neighbors and classmates, one of whom was Stephen McDaniel. But he was first interviewed by the local news, and at the time was unaware that part of the victim's remains had been discovered.
We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know anybody any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there.
What did you bring?
Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
This is most likely a genuine reaction disguised as another. He is most likely feeling a sense of fear and shock over the fact a substantial piece of evidence has been discovered. Yet he plays it off as a feeling of sorrow over the loss of his supposed friend.
I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
May your feet find good trails.
Was she moving soon? Did you know anything about her?
Yeah. She was going to be moving out today. Why would anyone do this? Maybe I could have helped. I mean, they went in. We looked around the place. No sign of a struggle. No sign that anyone had broken in. Just nothing.
He was interviewed by police at 11:50 a.m. and offered to help in any way he could, yet came across as fidgety and apprehensive the entire time. There were two highlighted moments of the interview. The first was when Stephen asserted that he was a virgin, saving himself for marriage. The second was when the detective discovered scratch marks on his face and stomach, which he asserted were done by himself in his sleep. He at that point unknowingly became the prime suspect and was asked if police could search his apartment. Stephen reluctantly accepted and was then transported back to the complex with 4 other investigators. While searching his apartment, they discovered a collection of swords, guns, toilet rolls, stockpiled provisions as if he was expecting an apocalyptic event, and a mask made out of women's underwear. The most significant discovery, however, was a pack of condoms. Stephen was asked why he would have such an item in his possession if he was staying celibate before marriage, at which point he miraculously confessed to stealing them from another apartment. This gave the detectives probable cause for arrest, and Stephen was placed in handcuffs and brought back to the police station. His interrogation began just after 11 p.m.
All right, brother. All right. I just gotta ask you a few more questions. Okay. You came down earlier tonight, me and you talked, all right. You don't have any weapons on you, do you? No. That's just you are. What's wrong? You know I'm Detective Patterson, right?
Yes.
Do you remember, put your hands up here, you remember us talking earlier tonight, right?
Yes.
You remember me earlier in the day?
Yes.
When we came down here and talked a little bit and then we left?
Yes.
Okay.
The monotone dialogue and lifeless demeanor you see here reportedly started on the drive back to the police station, and the suspect's conduct throughout the entire procedure is not only mystifying, but almost impressive. This is one of the most extraordinary pieces of interrogation footage to ever reach the public domain.
I need to know about this girl right here. You know her?
Yes.
Who is that?
Lauren Giddings.
Does she live next door to you?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay?
The suspect has morphed himself into this abnormal and extremely creepy character. Whether it's a strategy or some sort of mental breakdown is unclear. But what's incredible is that it somewhat dictates the pace of the interrogation. The detective has just closed the distance and commanded eye contact, both of which are recognized techniques to increase psychological pressure. Yet the absurdly haunting manner in which the suspect turns his head and fixes his gaze unnerves the detective to the point where he becomes the one to look away and reset his posture. This essentially never happens in interrogations, as it can give the suspect an incredible boost in confidence.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay? Was you friends with her?
Yes.
Close friends?
We were good.
I mean, y'all were friends, right? Both of y'all were law students. You're studying to be an attorney, right?
Yes.
What kind of law do you want to go into? Criminal law?
Yes.
Civil? Is that what you want to do for a living?
Yes.
Okay.
The detective steps back from his initially aggressive strategy. He asks trivial questions for 35 seconds before attempting to ramp up the pressure in a more subtle manner.
And you've lived next to Lauren for a long time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where she's at tonight?
No. No.
Have you ever seen her with that dress on?
No.
You have no idea where she's at?
No.
Yes. Look, just tell me what happened, brother.
I don't know.
Well, where's she at? I need you, I'm asking you for your help. I'm a detective, and I'm asking you for your help. Can you help me?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You can't help a friend out?
I don't know what you need.
I need to know where Lauren's at.
I don't know.
Do you even care that no one can find her?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, do you?
Yes.
What's up with the pair of underwear that was in your apartment? That was like a mask. It was cut out like a mask. You cut underwear out that look like a mask?
No.
Are you a knife collector or a knife person, or
No.
you just like knives?
I used to collect swords.
I mean, do you know your swords?
Yes.
I mean, to sell and trade swords?
No.
Is that how Lauren looked? With the long hair the last time you seen her?
Yes.
Or she cut? That's how she looks.
Yes.
I mean, earlier today, me and you sit here and talk normal. What's going on with you now? Why are you...
Hello?
This is Global Tellme. Three-way calling is prohibited. All inmate telephone calls are recorded. I have a prepaid call from Mike Dunn, an inmate at Duval County Jail. Your account balance is $27.85. If you wish to accept this prepaid call, dial 0 and thank you.
Probably time to round them up.
Hey, honey.
The ruins of Dalaran hold more than just debris.
No, I'm glad you did.
They conceal invaluable arcane tomes. Our mission is to retrieve them before they're lost to history.
I guess it'd be better than being in a room with them animals.
Well, you know, they probably wouldn't think too highly about what's going on, and so it is best, but I can only imagine. But your mom said she was sending you a book.
That had better be a fiddler with a ready drink. It seems
And I
our
don't know
absence has
how
been felt
she's
for a
going
while.
about this.
Best not to keep our admirers waiting any longer.
I'm the victim here. I'm the fucking victim here. I was the one that was being preyed upon, and I fought back.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, so it's my fault because I asked them to turn their radio.
That appears to be the
Like,
last
I got
of them
attacked.
for now.
And I fought
Yes,
back
of
because I didn't
course.
want to be a
The
victim.
mission must
and now I'm in
always
trouble.
come first.
Yeah.
Up, boy! Let's fly!
I refuse to be a victim, and now I'm incarcerated.
Oh, no.
I somehow insulted these boys by asking them to turn the radio down, and for that, they were going to kill me. I mean, it's absurd that they would do that, but, you know, they're violent.
Well, honey, I don't think we should talk about it.
I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like, they attacked me. I'm the victim. I'm the victor, but I was the victim, too.
In the late Friday afternoon of November 23rd, 2012, a young couple were getting married at the Winterbourne Inn, an impressive wedding venue situated along the St. Johns River. They held hands and recited vows in near silence as 50 guests looked on toward the scenic ceremony. One of those guests, sitting in the front row, was 45-year-old software developer Michael Dunn, the father of the groom. Sitting next to him was his girlfriend of 4 years and fiancé of 6 months, 45-year-old nurse Rhonda Rauer.
Raise your right hand, please. The clerk's going to administer the oath.
Where are you?
Right hand. There you go. Just relax. It's okay. Relax.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The storm has granted
Miss Rauer, do you know someone by the name of Michael Dunn?
Right. Yes, I do.
Let's get these birds How long have you known Mr. Dunn for?
About 4 years.
Please take Shroud Bendry.
Miss Rauer, what is your relationship to Mr. Dunn?
He's my fiancé.
Why did you and the defendant come up to Jacksonville on Thursday night for the Friday wedding?
Because we have a puppy named Charlie. And, because you usually can't check into hotels until like 3 or 4. And with the wedding being at 4, we didn't think we'd have time to get settled.
They had just drove 2 hours from their shared home in Brevard County, and their 7-month-old French bulldog named Charlie was waiting for them at a hotel roughly 15 miles from the venue.
And did you have anything to drink during the reception?
I had a glass of red wine, and then I had about 2 to 3 rum and cokes.
And do you know whether or not the defendant had anything to drink?
He had rum and coke as well.
Do you know how many drinks he had?
He maybe had 3 or 4.
They stayed for just over 3 hours at the reception, then reportedly had to leave early to go back to the hotel and take the puppy for a walk. They were staying at the Sheridan Hotel on Deerwood Park Boulevard, but as they were driving back, decided to pull into the Gate gas station on Bay Meadows Road at the last minute.
What was the reason for stopping at the gas station?
I've had enough stalactites.
To get a bottle of wine.
And whose idea was it, Miss Rauer?
Just before they got to the gas station, the car in front of them had the same idea and pulled in just before they did. The occupant of that vehicle would be known as Witness 7.
When you pulled up, was there an open spot to the right of the red Dodge Durango?
Yes, ma'am, there was.
Tell these jurors why you didn't pull into that empty spot next to the sidewalk.
Heard about me. Didn't want to deal with it.
The Dodge Durango in question belonged to 18-year-old Tommy Storms, who at the time was inside the store buying cigarettes, while his 3 friends, Leyland Brunson, Jordan Davis, and Tevin Thompson, remained in the car.
At some point while the 3 of you are waiting for Tommy Storms to come back, did a car pull into the parking space on the passenger side of the Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
And is that the side that you were sitting on?
Yes, sir.
Driving that car was Michael Dunn, who uttered something to his fiancée before she went inside.
Did the defendant say anything about the music when he parked the car next to the red car?
I
miss the open skies
of the hinterlands. I hate the music.
And what was your response to the defendant?
I said, yes, I know.
What happened, Miss Rauer, after the defendant parked the car?
Bless some targets.
I gave him a kiss. I took $20 and I went into the store.
Mr. Thompson, while the 3 of you were waiting for Tommy Storms, did the defendant say anything to you or in your direction?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
He said, can you turn the music down? I can't hear myself think.
And what did you do when he said, turn the music down?
I turned the music down.
When you turned the music down, did either Leland Brunson or Jordan Davis say anything to you?
Yes, sir.
Who spoke?
Jordan.
But how?
And what did Jordan Davis say?
Turn the music back up.
And what did you do when you got back to the Durango?
I opened the door, I danced a little bit to the song that was playing. I got in the car.
Did you see or hear the driver say anything to Jordan Davis after Tommy Storms got back in the Durango?
Yes.
What was that?
Are you talking to me?
And how could you hear that?
Tevin turned the music down.
When?
When Tommy got back in to let him know what happened.
Did Jordan Davis say anything back to the driver when the driver said, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Please tell the jurors what happened next.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, yeah, I'm talking to you?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either a 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
You recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Does that appear to be the gun that you saw in the defendant's hand?
Yes, sir.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
As you were walking to the register, did you hear anything unusual?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard pop, pop, pop.
Within 3 minutes of Michael Dunn pulling into the gas station, he fired a total of 10 shots into the vehicle next to him. The first 3 shots came through the back passenger side door, at which moment Tommy Storns hit reverse and backed up at full speed. The 4th shot missed, while shots 5, 6, and 7 came through the front passenger side door. The SUV then did a J-turn, at which point Michael Dunn got out of his car, took aim at the retreating vehicle, and fired 3 more shots into the back. The amount of time that passed from the first volley of gunfire to the second was exactly 4 seconds.
A bit stuffy, isn't it? Oh, I miss the open skies of the Hinterland. Right then, let's hunt those beasties.
Oh my God, somebody's shooting!
Tommy Storns' quick thinking most likely saved multiple lives, as he took the car out of the shooter's line of fire midway through the first volley. Unfortunately, however, it wasn't enough to save everyone, as Jordan Davis had already been struck 3 times. He was hit in the leg, lungs, and heart, causing him to bleed to death in under 45 seconds. He was 17 years old. Roughly 20 seconds after the gunfire ceased, Rhonda realized it was her fiancé that had fired the shots, at which point she went outside to see what was going on.
And so I opened the door, and he said, get in the car. And I don't know if I said what, or if I said anything, or if I just hesitated. And he said, get in the car. But he was, he just had that sound in his voice, of urgency. Yeah. And so I got in the car.
You get in the car, he pulls out, what's the conversation like in the car?
Well, I asked him, what happened?
Right.
That's what I said. I said, what happened? And he said, I shot at the car. And I'm like, we're moving.
And she has
right.
a rook.
And I said, what car? And he said, the one with the music. And I said, why? And he said, because they threatened to kill me. And I'm like, I don't understand, Michael. And I don't remember the exact words that he used, but it was like that they started to advance, and I reacted.
Okay, they started to advance and I reacted. Okay.
And then I asked him, I said, did you hurt anyone? And he said, no, I just shot at the car. And in my head, should I be telling you what I was thinking?
Yeah, I think you've already told us.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my head I'm thinking, you stupid ass,
Right.
what were you thinking? Why, would you do this? But I could see that he was already upset, and I didn't want to add to that.
Right.
So I kept those thoughts to myself, and I figured I'd just tell him in the morning.
Okay.
And
is this all in the car? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, this is all in the car.
And then by then we were back at the hotel.
Okay.
Michael then walks the dog, orders a pizza, and pours himself a stiff rum and coke before they both go to sleep. There was almost no conversation between them the entire night.
Kind of walk me through kind of how the morning plays out.
So I got up and I start getting dressed, and the news is on, and and I see the red SUV. Now, mind you, I had no idea what kind of vehicle they were in, but I knew it was red. And so I see the red SUV being towed, and all I hear are shooting, convenience store, loud music, and then I don't know if they said a person was dead or just one dead, and I said, Mike, and I turned around and he was standing in the doorway of the bathroom, and he said, yes, I saw him. And then I said, we need to go home.
Okay, so you get in your car and drive home?
Yes.
Do you stop at all coming home?
No.
Okay, so you drive straight to the house? Okay. What's kind of how does that all play out?
He just kept telling me that he loved me.
The whole drive down?
Yeah.
Were you guys really talking about it at all?
No. We were listening to the radio, and then he would, turn it down and just say, I love you, and I know,
Okay.
but I'm dumbfounded.
Right. It's okay. Take time. Take a minute.
And it was just it was a horrible trip home.
Right.
And so, no, I didn't want to hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, So I was just get us home. Get us home. And then when I walked back in the house is when I got the call from you.
Witnesses at the scene of the shooting took down Michael's number plate, and police were able to track him down at his home in Brevard County. He was brought back to the JSO Police Department without incident, and immediately subjected to interrogation. It began at exactly 4 p.m., 22 hours after the shooting.
You do answer questions. You have the right to stop answering questions at any time you consult with a lawyer. Okay. Do you understand those rights? Yes, sir. Okay. You can just sign where it says signature, and by signing there, you're just acknowledging that I went over your rights with you and that you do understand your rights.
It's a ride. Pilgrim, I see now.
Obviously, I just kind of want to talk to you about what occurred last night.
It's important to contemplate what the suspect is most likely thinking at this moment, as well as the character he is now trying to play. He wants to come across as the victim, who had no other choice but to take the action he did the night before, and needs to appear as rational, reasonable, and as considerate as possible. He knows that someone has died due to a situation that he initiated, and now needs to bend not only the facts, but also the perceptions of others.
So just kind of walk me through, just tell me from your point of view what you guys pull up. You're driving, it's your car, is that correct? Yes, sir. Okay, and you're driving? Yes, sir. Okay, it's the Volkswagen, correct? Yes, sir. Okay. She's sitting in the passenger seat, no one else in the car with you, correct? Correct. Okay. Just kind of walk me through kind of what happened at that point.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say this, but got out, she's in the store, and there's like a SUV next to us, and then the music starts, and I roll down my window, and I thought it was polite. I asked them nicely, I didn't demand, I didn't, or else I said, hey, would you guys mind turning that down? And they shut it off. I was like, thank you. Cordial, right? Things cordial. I put my window back up.
Unbound.
I'm doing my stuff.
It is time
and,
for us to come together
I don't know how many
as
kids are in
one.
that, but
so
the windows are.
We are in agreement.
Yes, we must assist our new allies, and to do that, we must renounce the edicts forever.
It is fitting then that we do so here, where it all began. Where the edicts were written. Who would like to do the honors? I, the Council Ward of Dornagal, declare that we are all unbound. You address the Council Ward of Dornagal. Conversation.
I will go ahead and see if I can slow it down. Outlander, take Shroudbendry. She trusts you. And I trust you to keep the Storm Riders safe from the Titan's machines.
Anyone else concerned we're out of our depth here?
Remember your training, Catilda.
That won't be hard considering how recent it was.
Size of that thing. Aren't you supposed to be the stalwart one? Now I'm nervous.
Excavating here might be dangerous, but unraveling the Earthen's past and decoding the Titan's designs is crucial.
did it.
And in style, too.
We have made the Isles safe.
Good work, Storm Riders. Take a victory lap and let our people know their shores are safe again.
Don't assume victory seems the storm.
I hear you need some eyes in the dark, Windrunner.
The Weaver has a lead that may be relevant to our cause. I would follow it myself, but...
down for the back seat. The windows are up for the front seat.
Okay.
And the guy that was in the back was getting really agitated. And my window's up. I can't hear everything he's saying, but you know, there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that and fuck that bitch. And then the music comes back on, and you know, I'm just like, live and let live, and you know, don't need any trouble.
The detectives will entertain his standpoint for the time being. They will remain as neutral as possible as he recounts his own narrative. This is because they need him to divulge as much information as possible while he remains without counsel. The more detail he gives away, the more they will have to evaluate and possibly use against him at a later stage. They will almost appear to be agreeing with everything he says, which is for the purpose of encouraging disclosure. If they were to challenge him this early, it would more than likely prevent him from opening up.
And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like, they're saying, kill him. So I put my window down again, and I said, excuse me, are you talking about me? And it was like, kill that bitch. And you know, I'm still not reacting, but then this guy like goes down on the ground and comes up with something. I thought it was a shotgun, and he goes, "You're dead, bitch!" And he opens his door, and I'm shitting bricks. But that's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. I mean, I practiced this. I'm at the Fort Malabar rifle and pistol range. I'm an avid.
Were you followed?
This is your backup? Interesting. Do keep in touch. Following the transformatory was a blind spot for me. Until Yuteki breached it and achieved ascension. Mistress, you flatter me. Scout for troubling movement in the area, then rendezvous and prepare to infiltrate.
for real.